All right. We got a minute, guys, and then we'll be live with the day after reckoning. It's important. Yeah. You can get your voice can be heard on today's show. You can share your thoughts on the game. All you have to do is message us on Twitter or Facebook. We are manning the Facebook Messenger. So you can hit us up there, and we'll send you the link so you can join. We'll give you about a minute or so. Give us your thoughts on the game, what you think went right, what you think went wrong. Join us here live. Hey, and I tell you what, if you can't do that, don't worry. Just hit us up in the comment section. As always, we love to interact with our people. EP's out here already, giving us a good evening.
Hello, EP.
Hello, EP.
Hey,
She's the executive producer. And
that's what EP stands for.
He's responsible for my new background. So
yeah, you see this background?
I just noticed that.
Props to her for the background. All right, guys, let's hit this live.
Thomas is in. Touchdown, Washington. Lofting one. He's got a man. It's McLaurin in stride. Touchdown, Washington. Has it back. Chase Young. They're chasing him down the sideline. And Chase Young has a Washington touchdown.
And he does he's just like, come on. That makes me laugh every time.
That deserves a wow.
Greetings and salutations. Welcome to the day after reckoning. It's week 5. And unfortunately, it is not a victory Monday for Washington. I'm Nathan Perry here on Ref the District, and that was Trevor jumping in here. Trevor, how's it going, man?
We lost. I'm here.
Not a good day when they lose, right? And we got Stoner here as well.
What's up? I was a little worried about Trevor yesterday. I was a little worried about his well-being after the big loss.
It's fine. I think he's going to be okay. While we're talking about Trevor, I know he wasn't able to attend the game with us in person. So I wanted to show him that we hooked him up for him and Mama Stores.
Hey, that's awesome because my mother is a breast cancer survivor. So shout out to you.
Oh, really?
She is. And we know that because it is super important and you weren't able to attend, when you do come to the Chiefs game, you'll be able to go in style, my friend.
Let's go! I love you guys. My guys. I love my guys.
All right. So shout out to Mama Stores.
Thank you. Shout out to
we love her
Nathan
here.
And Stoner. I appreciate that.
Oh man, you're family. We take care of family. So for those audio listeners who might not have seen that, that was of course the pink shirt for the burgundy gold and pink shirt that he'll be sporting for the Kansas City Chiefs game, and then of course they had the towels. The tackle cancer pink towels that they were giving out at the game here from New Orleans. So we wanted to make sure that Trevor, who was unable to attend yesterday's game, had those. So when he goes to the Kansas City game, he is prepped for that. So Patrick joining us here on YouTube. Thank you. We do stream Day After Reckoning live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch at 7 p.m. the day after Washington wins or loses. We're going to be here because we're fans and we hate ourselves sometimes. But just like you guys, we are dedicated and we love it. And we'll be here win or lose. We got
T-Ho. So you remember last time we were wondering how to pronounce his name? Now we know. It's T-Ho.
Okay.
T-Ho.
Welcome
Thanks,
in, T-Ho.
For joining us as well. It was a tough loss, T-Ho was saying. Definitely.
He's just going right for
he's blaming Landon and Jack Del Rio already. We're definitely
got a long way to go.
We got about an hour. We'll be breaking down this game against New Orleans. 33-22 Saints with the victory at FedEx Field. Guys, what went wrong yesterday?
Trev, do your thing, man. Give us your thoughts.
The secondary is atrocious. I don't know what it is. I don't know anything about scheme, but all they keep saying is communication. Can we make simpler terms? It's like, you know how college on the sideline, they have the little signs with like different objects and pictures, make like calling the play and the defense knows what it is. Maybe we need that. Because if it's not communication, it's not scheme. Ron said today it's not changing anything. I don't know what's going to happen in the secondary.
But the only sign they have been showing at this point is burnt toast.
Yes, burnt toast. Yeah, exactly. Our
Just
linebacking
awful.
group, Jamin Davis is a waste of a number 19 pick right now. I'll say it. 5 games in, he's a complete waste. If he doesn't get it, let him put him out there so he has the opportunity to latch on and maybe he can understand it. He's a hands-on guy.
I don't think he's been used right. I'm not saying he's not a bust. I just don't think he saw 13 snaps. And honestly, in those 13 snaps, I don't think
waste of a pick.
Played that bad. I just don't think that they're using him.
No, so it's telling me 2 things. Either one, he's not worthy of a 19th pick, not ready for the big boys, or 2, we knew that during training camp and off season, and we're just too embarrassed to let it actually show on the field to make our coaching staff look bad to say, hey, we whiffed on the 19th pick overall in the draft. That's what that's showing me. One of those 2 things. Defensive line, slowly but surely, is getting a lot better. There was a lot of pressure yesterday. Jameis escaped for a couple of runs. I mean, it's going to happen. We shouldn't let it happen, but it's going to happen. But he got touched. He fumbled the ball. He was on his butt a few times. He was rattled, throwing ducks. So the defensive line actually was the best overall unit on that side of the ball. Offense, holy cow. 10 steps backwards. And I hope everybody who is on the Heineke Hive has come down to realization to what Taylor Heineke is and will be for the rest of his career. Literally. That's right. He showed that yesterday. He showed it even in the wins. He's shown it. Like,
I don't think that's going to be the case, by the way. The crowd, if the crowd wasn't cheering who dat, the crowd was cheering Heineke, and that was the Washington side. Like the who dat was just the fact that there was just a lot of Saints fans there.
What were they cheering Heineke for?
Because
he slid.
They love him.
No, it's just kind of like a pump you up kind of deal. You know, just trying
that is. Pumping him up is not going to make him throw the ball harder.
No, but it's just
like make the ball come out faster, and it's not going to make the ball be more accurate.
Singing back in the day, singing "Hail to the Redskins" is not going to make them play better, but you do it because it's a crowd, it's a group kind of thing.
That's a tradition.
You're pumping up.
You call that a tradition? Heineke is not a tradition.
Hey, listen, when they were moving down the field, this guy was doing it too. Heineke.
He was.
That's because you probably had a few Bud Light keys in you to make you do that. That's what it was.
Yeah.
So, special team, shout out D-Hop. He did his job for this week, 3 for 3. And shout out Gibby for rushing touchdowns. Other than that, Taylor Heineke is not the answer. And the defenses he's going to face are going to be even better than what he faced in the first 5 games. Combined,
except for tomorrow. I mean, this week,
Sunday.
Yeah, the Kansas City. That's a pretty.
He might make them. Well, he made the Saints defense look like they were studs yesterday.
Yeah,
I'm just so. And then my last take before I pass it on, I'm just so sick and tired. I don't know what it is about this organization, but we get good players on the roster that have some kind of like rep in the league, and they come here and it's like, what happened? William Jackson, number 1.
Sure.
I mean, maybe he's not. We're playing zone. We brought him here to lock up man-to-man, and we don't play that much man-to-man, which is also causing William Jackson to play out of position, getting PI calls, except for that shoulder hit to Taysom Hill. That was uncalled for. Other than that, he's not playing to his strengths, and he even said that in this interview. I just don't get it. Landon Collins, big money, whiff. Like,
he should not be playing the deep cover safety. Never.
And for Terry McLaurin, as happy as he is as a person, when you start to see his frustration on the field, there's a problem. Because it takes a lot to get that man pissed off. And you saw it happening on the field yesterday. So something's got to change. Give some players a chance. I don't know.
Tiho says, I really want to join in the panel with you guys on one podcast. Well, hey, Tiho,
that's what we're doing.
Is exactly the time to do that. All you have to do is message us either on Twitter or Facebook. We'll send you a link and you can just join us. Give us your quick thoughts on what's, what you thought about the game, and we'll have you on. Would love to have you. Absolutely. Shout out to Authentic and the Beard. I'm assuming it's the Beard who's watching. He's laughing at some of the comments we have going on here on the YouTube channel. William Jackson's not being used right.
No.
Landon Collins, for what it's worth, I think he played. I think I saw something like 60% of his snaps was like as a linebacker, and then most of the other was a strong safety. It was when he was in coverage, but then when you put him in coverage, Jameis Winston, who a lot of people don't think is a great quarterback, which
he's
spoiler, he's actually a decent quarterback.
Nah, dog.
He's not a great. I'm not saying he's a great quarterback, guys. I'm saying he's a decent quarterback.
Decidedly mediocre.
He's an NFL starting quarterback, and I'll tell
so
you that.
Heineke.
Well, no, you call him a backup, which is appropriate. Jameis Winston can actually start for an NFL team. Taylor Heineke's proving that he belongs in this league as a backup.
Yes,
as a backup. Now,
yes.
Here's what I'm getting at. Jameis Winston recognized, oh, I have Landon Collins back there. Oh, if that's the case, look at this. He's like 12 yards. He's not going to be able to keep up with my speedy guy. So we're just going to drop back. I'm just going to float this up there because there's absolutely zero chance Landon Collins is going to be able to cover my guy. He knows that. Why if Winston knows this?
He probably saw that and also saw the miscommunication back there. Somebody, I think it was McCain, was trying to tell Landon something, and Landon was like kind of waved him off, and Jameis probably saw that and landed in the box with you, Nathan, and said game time.
And what did Landon say in the press conference? He said that they were communicating and they got quick snapped, right?
Nah, dog.
Did you see the play clock?
13 seconds.
Yeah,
play clock was at 13 seconds.
It doesn't matter.
That's not a
bro.
quick snap.
That's not a quick snap.
It's an excuse, is what it is.
Yeah,
it is.
I mean,
it's also an excuse on that Hail Mary. You're
telling me
gosh, 5 guys can't jump,
bro. Thank you.
Landon Collins
pushed
Fuller. He literally pushed Fuller away from the play.
Look, it's a bird. It's a plane. No, it's a Hail Mary. I don't care if you're prepared or not. You see it happening. Jump.
Hey, let me ask you something. I mentioned this on Twitter not too long ago, just before we came on. Is that remember the Hail Mary at the end of the Atlanta game, and Torrey McTyer blew out his knee? Yeah. Could that just kind of be? I always like to say that back of your mind. You're subconscious. I just saw my boy get his knee torn up on a Hail Mary. Maybe I don't want to get into the mix too much. I'm just throwing it out there.
You're right. I mean that's
maybe
a horrible thing
that's
that
not. I mean, you can't do that in sports.
No.
You can't be like, well, I'm worried about getting injured, so I'm not going to play.
They were lucky that Hail Mary wasn't caught.
Okay?
They were lucky that Atlanta Falcons Hail Mary wasn't caught. And then they paid the price on the Saints one. The one time that Jack Del Rio has them playing all press coverage.
Is one time
when there's like 8 seconds left, and give them the field goal. Give them the field goal.
Hello.
Yeah. They still needed like 10, 15 yards to be able to make that field goal. And instead you just let them beat you deep.
Well, if they had done that and then they kick the field goal and you lose by 3, we'd be killing them for that too. What are you doing? They're going to kick a field goal.
I'd rather
they're going to throw that short. They're going to throw a quick pass so you can kick a field goal.
You're right.
But you should never give up a Hail Mary.
Matt Ioannidis even said when he talks, he doesn't talk, and he said the Hail Mary, you just kind of sit in the locker room and relive it during halftime. Like,
that's just a backbreaker play.
Yeah, it is.
It's just a murderous play.
Oh, bro, it was so hot.
Sean Payton talked about Sugarland.
Yeah, apparently. I didn't read that. Once I saw that, I was like, I'm not reading this.
You're same, Trevor. I didn't read that.
Because if it didn't work, would he have said Sugarland? I don't want to hear that. Like,
but it worked. And he said he knew the guys would be in there. And no one would be excited at halftime in that stadium because they scored on a Hail Mary. No one's going to be pumped for Sugarland. No one's going to. This is a previous thing. Anyways, it worked.
All right. Can I give my thoughts?
Yeah, let's do it.
Might as well. It's your show too.
Yeah, thanks. Man. So
he got notes. Look at him. I see him. He got
notes.
Yeah.
I always got notes. Got notes.
With the old man glasses on.
The thing about Landon Collins, I sometimes I will cut him some slack because it's just so easy to say he sucks and they're bad and whatever without really looking at it. So I watched him a lot. on the replay last night.
Okay.
He's bad. He's really bad. And what I notice about him is he does a lot of standing around. Like he's standing, he stops, his feet stop, and he looks around, and then the ball goes over his head, and then he goes. Not on every play, not on the play he got burned,
Right.
but he just does a lot of standing, like waiting for something to happen instead of knowing what to do. That's just my very uneducated opinion on Landon Collins.
Okay.
2, Jameis Winston is a horrific quarterback,
Yes.
or at least he was absolutely horrific in this game. He tried at every point to give that game to Washington. The entire team, New Orleans, tried to give that game to Washington.
Mm-hmm.
They kept
And we
saying,
wouldn't take
here, have the game, have it. And we just kept giving it back to him. And the last thing is, I know it's not time. It's still too early to start talking about jobs, right? With the head coach and maybe the assistants. It's still a little bit too early. But I believe there are about 15 guys on this entire roster that were here before Ron got here.
Mm-hmm.
He has rebuilt this team. This is Ron Rivera's football team.
Yep.
This is not holdovers from the Bruce Allen, Jay Gruden era. This is his team. He's brought in 75 to 80% of these guys. He's brought in the Samuels and the Heinekes and the Fitzpatricks and the St. Just and the Jamin Davis and William Jackson.
St. Just, who saw 13 snaps.
Yeah,
he's brought in all of these guys, whether by draft or by free agent. This is his team. There is no more. He's rebuilding this thing. This is his team. We got to start thinking about it. It's not time to start talking about it. It's time to start thinking about it. Those are my thoughts.
It's interesting you said that. I'm going to read something that I liked on Twitter a few minutes ago before we jumped on. It was a tweet.
Yeah.
At Culture Change, and the G is 9 and change, if you guys want to follow on Twitter. Panthers fans warned people about Ron Rivera. The thing is, he got fired because he couldn't adapt, and he did things that didn't work. Stuck with players who didn't get the job done, but who were loyal to him. He came to Washington and got total control. This is bad. And I hate to say it, but he is starting to produce that image of that tweet right now.
People are losing the Enron we trust.
I'm not losing it, but his face is
starting to wear a little thin. Okay, yeah. Fair enough. Well, we got our first guest here coming with us. It is, in fact, the man, the myth, the legend himself. Yeah. It's the Beard joining us here on Ref the District from Authentic and the Beard. Tim, how's it going, man?
Hey, how's it going, fellas? Appreciate you guys having me on. You know, just trying to make my rounds today, and you know, it's been a hard one to swallow because that game was a game not only that did we need to win, but we should have won and we could have won. And I'm not one for shoulda, woulda, couldas, but I mean that one hurt, and it's just there's a lot of things that we were looking for this team to do, and some of them they did do, and we still came away with the loss. Yep. One of them being like that first possession. You know, we've allowed our opponents to score on the first possession of a football game every game this season. You know, a touchdown in all of them except for the last one, which was against the Falcons where they scored a field goal. We actually get a turnover, which I want to say is only our second turnover of the entire season forced. So we get that turnover, and then we get into the red zone, and we have to kick a field goal. And I think that was one of the biggest points that I took away from this game was the red zone offense is just really bad, and it hurts a lot. So that's definitely something that is just it's tough to swallow. And then you know we got a fumble and a sack from Chase Young. So it's like you know these are the things that we've kind of been waiting for, and it's just you know trying to get everything together on the same page in the same game seems to be a difficult task right now. And Taylor Heineke's interceptions, you know, like I don't mind interceptions, you know, because we know what we have in Taylor Heineke. We were
Right.
gonna expecting the interceptions with Ryan Fitzpatrick. So,
Right.
you know, and Taylor Heineke is kind of, in a way, a baby Ryan Fitzpatrick, you know, to a certain extent without the arm strength, obviously.
Mhm.
But the two places that you don't want to turn the ball over are in your opponent's red zone and basically your red zone. And
Yeah.
both of those interceptions were in those places. And so, like, it's those type of turnovers that really hurt. Like, you can live with the you know, I'm in the 40-yard line and it's third down and, you know, you basically throw an interception that's a punt. You can live with those, you know?
Yeah.
And then the other thing that really bothered me was the Hail Mary. And I think the what really bothered me was, you know, I'm not one to sit here and blame coaches and blame players and this guy needs to get fired and this guy needs to get cut because, you know, we don't really know what's going on inside the locker room, on the sidelines, etc. Right? We're watching from a different perspective. But in my mind, you know, when I heard the reasoning that, oh, well, you know, we were playing for the short pass and the field goal, I lost it because I'm like, they literally just signed their kicker this week, and he already missed an extra point in this game. What makes you think that they're going to try for the field goal? And Jameis Winston has an arm, so you know he can make that throw. Yeah. So it's just it's the little things like that when you're not playing your best football that you can't allow to happen if you want to win games. And I think that's all of that kind of piled up. It just made that loss so bad. You know, so it was tough, and even at the end, you know, we needed the defense to have that one stop, and you know, I'm a note guy too. I got a whole pad of notes all.
Oh yeah, man.
So I will say it was 7 minutes left,
like
and they
that.
had an 8-play, 75-yard drive that took up 4 minutes and 36 seconds. I mean, you can't have that
to seal the game, right?
Yeah,
to seal the game.
And the plays were just the touchdown to Callaway in the red zone where it's just the passed off coverage wasn't there. It's just and we keep hearing the term miscommunication, and at this point, I'm just like,
we're past that, right?
It's kind of tough to digest miscommunication because it happens. So miscommunication is something that happens one time, you know, like, and then you sit down with your wife or your girlfriend or your fiance and you talk it out, and it don't happen again if you want to stay out of the doghouse.
Yeah, you want to stay out.
But apparently in this
we like being
case,
in the
it
doghouse.
just keeps happening. So it's tough, man. It was a tough loss. But I do want to say that I'm not one of those people that gives up. You know, as long as we're mathematically in it, I'm here. You know what I'm saying? And
that's right.
The team is 2-3. A lot of people are treating this as if the team is 0-5 right now. The team is 2-3. And I know the worst of the schedule's coming up, right? It's a brutal schedule, and this game was supposed to be one of the ones they're supposed to win. But you can't give up hope, right? And Trevor, you got to have hope. And
we're going to win next week.
We love my man Trevor because he comes to usually these day after reckonings after a loss, and he's like down on the team, and then on a Wednesday show, and he's happy as can be.
Dog.
Well,
and he's picking to win.
We appreciate you jumping on. We're gonna let you go right now. Check him out on Authentic and the Beard, his YouTube channel. He is a diehard Washington football team fan. Authentic, we have to give a pass. He's a Giants fan, but they create some good content out there. So thanks for joining us.
Appreciate you guys. Have a good one, man. All right, keep up the good work.
All right, Tim.
Appreciate that,
buddy.
All right, let's get on.
You're right.
We got Stoner on the big side right now, but we're actually going to add T-Ho here as one of our fans coming in from our YouTube channel. Appreciate you joining us here, T-Ho.
How you doing, guys?
Good. Are you ready to fire all the coaches and everything? Is it time?
It's too early. It's not that time yet. It's too early.
Yeah.
Okay.
What you said is too early. You know, it's time to turn this around this week. You know, it's no excuses. It's 5 weeks in, and then they still doesn't. It's 5 weeks in, they don't adjust themselves. You know.
Yeah. That's all it needs is just adjustments need to be made. Nobody needs to be fired or cut.
Nobody needs to fire or cut. But the secondary was trash. The defensive line, thank God, was good.
Yeah, I know.
I agree.
And then now the secondary needs to work now. Come on.
I know. Same page.
Is there any part of the team, T-Ho,
Mm-hmm.
Is there any part of the team that you actually do have hope for? Is there at least one part that you're holding out for that you're like, this is where they're going to turn it around?
I think it was like Terry, and I like Terry so far. He's going to turn it around. Terry McLaurin, yeah. Terry McLaurin,
We get a good quarterback.
Yeah, we need a good quarterback. Yes, because Heineke is like my height. I'm 6'1.5". I'm like, we both in the same height. I'm 6'1", he's 6'1".
You're taller than Heineke. You got a good couple inches on Heineke, probably.
Yeah, I might be taller than Heineke, yes, but I'm not a quarterback. No, I need to be a lot. Yeah.
Hey,
I'm not
Tio.
Yes.
Hey, on your wall back there, you got a plaque that says Tavern Champ. What are you the Tavern Champ of?
I used to play poker,
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Show us your poker face. Give me that poker face. You got pocket aces. How are you looking? Oh, see? You just had it down. I said you got pocket aces, and your eyes went like this. Ooh, pocket aces. I'm taking your money, T-Ho.
No, my eyes did not lit up, but just like a straight face, I'm like.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. I just need to watch videos, how to do it,
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
Tino, one last question. Are we winning? Are we beating the Chiefs or not?
Maybe we can beat the Chiefs, but we need to practice more.
Yeah.
The communication is key. They need to communicate. The secondary needs to communicate. Either Collins needs to step up, or put Cam Kerr in there, because Bobby McKay can teach Cam Kerr. He's a safety, so.
Yep.
Either Landon Collins did not practice within those past 5 weeks, or he's too lazy.
Yeah, it might be too lazy. That might be it. He might just be lazy.
Yeah,
Take his money and run.
Yes, I want Landon Collins gone after this season, man.
Ooh.
We can beat the Chiefs, but I want Cam Kerr to be in the field in the secondary.
All right.
Because straight up, I want because we have to be careful with Pat Mahomes, because he's have a strong arm.
Yeah,
like
he
a
does.
cannon of an arm.
Yep.
Yeah, if you're giving up 4 touchdowns to the like of Jameis Winston, it's only going to get worse with Patrick Mahomes.
Yes.
All right. Well, T-Ho, we appreciate you coming on as well, man.
Yep.
We appreciate the support. You have a great night.
Yep.
Say T-Ho, buddy.
All right, and we're going to keep
Trevor's
in the hot seat now. Not for long, though. We got another guest coming on. If you want to share your thoughts on the game, you can call in as well. Message us either on Twitter or Facebook. We're going to send you the link, and you can join us just like T-Ho just did, and just like the beard right before him, and just like someone you might be familiar with here, because it is, in fact, Corey from On the Warpath.
Oh, there we are.
Yeah. What up, Corey? How you doing?
Are we allowed to call him Corey? Do we have to call him like Professor Corey? Or
don't
Chief
do
Administrator Corey? President Corey?
No, don't you do that. Don't.
Mr. Sanchez.
No,
Mr. Sanchez.
I'll be doggone if 2 men that defended our country is going to call me Mr. or something like that. I'll be doggone.
There you go.
It'll be a cold day in hell before that happens.
What's up, guys?
The rent, I guess, and the IQ of our secondary is not up. So, can we just sit here and look confused the whole time? But let me move you guys down, because looks like I'm looking at. There we go. Now I'm better.
There you go.
Yeah, I look. I'm like Tim. I've got my notes right here.
Yeah. Got my notes.
What is this?
Nope, boys.
Was this 2 turnovers? The first time the Saints have won a game where they've committed a turnover this season. There's your check right there. First time, what we've been talking about all season. They need to get a stop. Not only did they get a stop on the opening drive, it was an interception, but they squandered it with a field goal. Field goal, like we can't. Like, what are we doing here, kids? Also, I look at the longest play drives, right? Yeah. Washington's longest play was 27 yards. I think that was on that panic drive. Here you go. 32, 49, and 72 were the top 3 longest plays for the Saints. So I wonder what Bobby McCain was cussing at the media for this week. That's a big thing.
No, he was silent. That's what you didn't
He
hear
needed to be silent.
Yeah.
Did you see him on that Hail Mary? He was nowhere near the ball. You have one job, and he was just like walking over there.
Oh my gosh!
Oh, this ball's like the ball wasn't even thrown anywhere near the end zone.
I have a question for you, Corey. Did Benjamin St. Juste make somebody mad in practice because he didn't see the field that much?
I thought
what he doing?
I thought Jamin Davis more than anything. Do y'all realize
both of them?
Yeah, but
they saw
Davis,
13 and 12 snaps.
Right?
Yeah, 25 combined.
What in the ham sandwich is going on there? I didn't know that Crown Royal. I didn't know he was on the sideline for. He only played 12 plays. I call him that because it's Canadian whiskey, of course, right? But
yeah, he barely played.
12 plays.
It might have been concussion related, right?
That's what
he
I'm
just
thinking.
came back from the concussion.
If you're clear,
he played last week, right?
Yeah.
Didn't he play last week?
No, he didn't play last week.
He did not play last week.
Okay.
So he's.
But if you're
this is
clear,
his
you're
first
clear.
Game time.
I mean, they might have
Concussion-wise.
to give him a piss test because the Ryan Vermillion drugs might have still been up in him, for all we know. Allegedly, we can't say this on here. Allegedly, right now.
Yep.
I mean, but my goodness, they ran like one linebacker out there. Cole Holcomb played the entire game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like I just don't get this. And I said this at the beginning of the season. If we can't trust Ron Rivera and Jack Del Rio to pick a linebacker, we have a lot more problems than just that.
That's very true.
But it's proven it. And Ron is starting to make these BS excuses, kind of like he did last year. Interestingly enough, I think we're in a record-wise, we're better than we were last year by a game right now.
Yeah.
And
we were 1-4 last year.
Yeah, and I agree with you, Trev. I think Kansas Kitty coming up in here. I think we're gonna beat Mahomes. I really do. Call me crazy.
I really do too. It's gonna be crazy. It's a shootout.
Yeah, I think we're gonna beat them. Like y'all remember when we played Chicago back in 2013? It was just a back and forth affair. 45 to 41.
Was that D Hall's 4 interception game?
No. This was the one where Ryan. That's when Halu scored that touchdown.
Okay.
So I think that's going to be what's going to happen here, y'all. But I'm tired of the excuses, and we're going to see improvement. No, improvement needs to start today because you're not living up to expectations.
Yeah.
Clearly, Taylor is not it, and these Heineke hopers out here. Who are like the legend, but we know our good guy Stoner over here was like, we should have drafted we shouldn't have drafted Chase Young. I'm glad he took you to church, Stoner, and then took you to the strip club with that strip sack this week.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. and how is that compared to the 5 touchdowns that Herbert had this week?
Hey, well, Jameis Winston threw 4, so I don't even want to.
And how many did Tua? And everybody wanted Tua, right? How many that compared to the touchdown passes 2 or 3?
I mean, let's be honest. If we were going to draft a quarterback this year, it would have been Tua, right? Everybody was
right.
Tua.
Exactly.
But that just means that somebody didn't scout Justin Herbert right, other than the Chargers. Right. They obviously took him. They took him at 6. It's not like he was a 3rd rounder.
No.
So they knew something that the first 5 picks didn't know. He might be better than Burrow. Cincinnati might have botched it too, by the way.
Man,
Miami did, but Cincinnati might have botched it.
Who did he meet up with? Melissa McCarthy getting throat punched? Who was that? What was that movie with him up?
And Joke. Him and
and Jock. Oh yeah, who we should have had anyway, but that's a different story.
Don't get me started on that one. Oh God, that's an awful one. Linebackers.
But look, when on that first touchdown from Kamara, however you say it, tomato. So on that first touchdown, everybody did everything perfectly. The linemen took up the offensive line. The defensive linemen took up the whoever was the safety on the other side. I don't know if it was a safety or the corner. Took the lead block, and the hole was right there for Jamin Davis to fill. Right, and he went in the wrong hole. He went to the wrong place. Kamara just had a huge hole to go through.
That's bringing me
why do you say play Jamin Davis more if he's going to make major mistakes like that?
Well, because the only way that he can learn possibly is hands-on, just give him more.
Yeah, but you're going to cost you games. He might cost you games.
Well, he's a 19th pick.
Yeah.
Play him.
You botched it.
Well, and
Yes.
to that point, too, Stoner, I'd rather see this mistake out of a rookie than I would out of somebody like John Bostic. I'd rather him go through those growing pains.
Yes.
And if he does cost you games, right, I think it's more of a growth and development going
But he
forward.
ain't getting no love.
No, he's not getting any love. And then we've got everybody on here. Like, I listen to 980 all the time. And I mean, these people have went and lost their ever-loving mind. Like, it's just like, one, Ron's not a good coach. I don't think he's a bad head coach. I think he's an okay head coach, and you can win with okay head coaches. I think Dick Vermeil was an okay head coach. I think Doug Peterson was an okay head coach. They won Super Bowls. Ironically, so they all went to Philadelphia at one time too. So it's weird. So so he's like, they're okay coaches. Ron is okay. I mean, how many times can a man win a division? Have we had multiple division champions that head coaches had where he had a losing record getting in there?
Yeah.
So for some reason he's doing something that works, that gets this team motivated. And we know history around Rivera is November gets colder, about December, they start clicking cylinders. And this team last year won games that nobody thought that they were going to win, right? That 3-game stretch. Where
Sunday.
Yeah, exactly. Kansas City. I'm ready. I'm ready for Kansas City.
I'm really surprised that Ron Rivera made the comment that we're lacking confidence right now. Well, I wonder why. Your first round pick is on the sideline standing next to you all game. Mm-hmm. You think maybe his confidence has gone down? I mean, he was getting compared with all the top linebackers to be drafted, and out of nowhere, he was a second-day linebacker until like a week before the draft. He was a day one. 19th pick, he's speed. You're a linebacker in your heyday, Rio and Rivera, and we're lacking confidence. Well, maybe you got to give these guys some playing time. Give DeShazier Everett a chance to play in the backfield on defense.
Needs to be playing safe.
And that's what he did in college. Right.
Jeremy Reeves.
On the Davis front, for what it's worth, he had 2 of those missed assignments, right? Where he missed the open hole and being able to go after him. He also makes plays, those side-to-side plays, where you see why he was taken 19th overall.
You see the athleticism.
So you just need to see it more often. Well, Corey, we want to appreciate you for jumping on here with us. You can check Corey on the Warpath, both on YouTube, and of course he has his Twitter handle up there, Sanchez405. Appreciate Corey for jumping out.
Beat the Kansas City football team, y'all.
Let's go, baby.
I'm petty.
Let's go.
Later, guys.
All right, Corey.
Have a good one. All right, and we're going to continue this. We're going to, if you do have more that you want to, if you want to share your thoughts, just message us, Twitter, Facebook. We'll send you the link. You can jump on just like Corey. And we're going to bring on the man himself. We saw him on our Wednesday episode. It is Bob Rose joining us from the Bayou Blitz.
Look at that. Hold on. No. Yeah. I was going to say on Wednesday, he ain't blowing no kisses, but today he up here blowing kisses.
What happens when you get the victory?
His hair is combed. You
do what you want when you got the victory.
Shaved,
you seem to have forgotten. We have forgotten. We got control over your camera and your mic and all that.
Man got a makeover for this episode. No, I'm just kidding. What up, Bob?
Not much, guys. How you doing? I know you're coming back from a tough loss. Listen, y'all bounce back. I know you put on a great show. Kyle and I both enjoyed being on with you the other night, and I'm still hoping to do this for a third time by having our teams meet up in the playoffs. Hopefully.
Hey, Bob, I got a serious question for you.
We're holding out hope.
Serious question. You're a realist. Should y'all have won that game yesterday?
Yeah, absolutely. I thought coming in, New Orleans was the better team. The thing that scared me the most were that the Saints have been a Jekyll and Hyde squad through the first quarter of the season, and we saw both good New Orleans and bad New Orleans yesterday. But I thought the Saints won the battles that were the biggest keys to the game. Their secondary against your wide receiving core, and up front in the trenches. That was much closer to a stalemate, but I think with the skilled position talent that New Orleans had, if they could get a stalemate in the trenches, that would have been good enough to pull out a close victory. and lo and behold, that's what we ended up coming out with.
Go ahead, Nathan.
Sorry, there's a lot of talk. You mentioned the wide receiver, the defensive back battles. There was a lot of talk today on whether or not McLaurin or Lattimore had the upper hand. Now, Washington fans like to think McLaurin did a good job grabbing separation, and Taylor Heineke let him down. From your perspective, did you think Lattimore locked him down? Or do you think that Lattimore got off the hook because of Taylor Heineke's poor throws?
Wow, I'll tell you that's a good question, and I've seen a lot of Washington fans, through following you guys, coming down really hard on Heineke. Listen, I don't think you lock down a wide receiver like Terry McLaurin. He's just too good. I knew going in that New Orleans would try to match Lattimore up on him as much as possible one-on-one, because that's just what you could do with a guy like Lattimore. I think Lattimore got the better of the battles, but just like we all said, just like Kyle and I agreed when we came on with y'all on Wednesday, Washington needs a better quarterback. Heineke's a fun guy to watch, but he's not the guy he's not the guy that you win championships with. He's just not. So I do think that there were a couple plays yesterday where a sharper throw, a crisper throw, it could have made the play because McLaurin had maybe a half step, perhaps even a full step on Lattimore. There was one sideline pattern I remember very specifically. I don't remember whether it was the third or the fourth quarter. I was watching it develop, and I knew McLaurin had him, and the throw was just a tad wide. And that's all Taylor Heineke's missing by right now, just a tad. But that's enough to win and lose in the NFL, really at almost any level of football. I definitely don't think that McLaurin got the better of Lattimore. If you're splitting hairs, I think Lattimore won that battle more often than not one-on-one. But because by my charts, Terry was targeted 8 times under Lattimore's coverage, pulled in 2 balls for 31 yards. Now, one of those was a key first down play. But again, there were 2. If I go back and watch the game, there are probably 2 or 3 occasions where I think a crisper throw would have at least had a better chance at a completion.
Yeah. I think I noticed that quite a bit also, that McLaurin was just visibly frustrated out there when a pass fell incomplete that went his way, because he had his man beat, and McLaurin Heineke just couldn't get him the ball in time or in the right spot. A little behind him, a little ahead of him, and that gave Lattimore that chance. But Lattimore was close enough that he could make the play. He wasn't so out of position. So he was doing a great job of being close enough. A better quarterback can exploit that a little bit more. And I agree completely with you, Bob. There's not one cornerback out there that can cover Terry McLaurin or any of these top receivers. There's not one cornerback out there that can cover these top receivers one-on-one. It's just not possible. But it's up to the quarterback to have time to recognize what's out there and to deliver the ball accurately and on time. It's just like I remember on the Thursday night game when Jalen Ramsey got burned by DK Metcalf. Jalen Ramsey is considered the best cornerback. I don't know why I keep getting these conflated.
I do too.
But he's he's the best cornerback out there. But DK Metcalf, one-on-one, and your quarterback's got time, DK Metcalf is going to win 99 out of 100 times. That's just kind of how it is. And so, but there's more that goes into every play and every pass play. So I agree with you on that, but Lattimore is a stud. But what's it like on the other side of the ball? What's it like having the best player on the field week in, going into the game? I've got Alvin Kamara and you don't.
Hey, man, we've been spoiled. And we've been spoiled for 15 years because, first we have Drew Brees, and then you get a couple guys like Michael Thomas and Alvin Kamara coming along. And I've said it in just about every single one of my articles that even mentions the New Orleans Saints offense, that Alvin Kamara is the most dynamic offensive weapon in the NFL. Forget running back, forget wide receiver. He's one of those guys that just transcends positions. I felt coming in that Sean Payton and that offensive staff was doing a very poor job at utilizing Kamara's versatility. And that was the kind of versatility that was finally on display yesterday afternoon. While I was in queue, I heard you guys talking about Jamin Davis. Listen, Jamin has the athleticism to be a stud. He's got to learn offenses, play understanding, play recognition, read and react better. But yeah, he's got a shot. He was the only linebacker that I thought you guys had that could have matched up with Kamara athletically in the open field. And as soon as New Orleans got Alvin on track as a receiver, I knew that they would probably have a productive offensive afternoon because running the ball. Alvin Kamara, as much as I love him and as much of an underrated runner that he is, he's not the guy that you want to hand the ball off to straight up the middle or between the guards 25 times a game. You need to get him in space, and I thought the Saints did a much better job of doing that yesterday than they have all season up to this point.
Your man Stoner up there said he was going to get 35 touches yesterday.
Well, how many did he get?
Very
how many did
he
get?
get?
He probably got 25, didn't he?
21. Yeah, 21 touches, 20, counting the targets that were missed and the kick returns. He had about 29 opportunities.
Okay. You were close. I got one more thing for you before we let you go, Bob. Real quick. Besides the Hail Mary, or maybe it was, at what point did you know that the Saints have this game? Like you're gonna win? Because it was kind of close in the beginning until the Hail Mary happened.
Opening drive turnover.
Yeah,
that must have
once that
maybe
Hail Mary happened,
put the game in doubt.
Yeah. So when because you look at it more in a like outside of the average fan eye. So when did you know?
I'll tell you, and I figured it would be a close game throughout, and the Hail Mary gave me a lot of confidence going into halftime. But yeah, even through that second quarter, Jameis looked like he was getting into a little bit of a rhythm to me. When I really started to feel comfortable was probably after the second drive of the third quarter. Washington, I apologize. I keep wanting to call you guys the Redskins.
You can
still do it
pretty well all week.
I got on it. You're good,
yeah,
bro.
we still do it.
But even Washington got the ball first to come out in the second half. They got a quick 3 and out. A Lattimore breakup of a third down pass that had me kind of sitting up in my chair. And even though New Orleans punted on their first possession, when Gillikin, who I thought had an outstanding game, pinned you inside the 5. It's something that he did 3 times that game. And the Saints snuffed out that drive pretty quickly. It was at that point I'm like, all right, unless New Orleans turns the ball over, I felt like momentum was very squarely in the Saints' hands at that point.
Very nice, Bob.
Fair enough. All right, Bob. Congratulations
and all that.
Show some appreciation. Yes, congrats for your
and all that
team winning.
Crap.
Thanks for joining us here on the day after reckoning. You can catch Bob on the Bayou Blitz and also his Sports Illustrated articles. We shared them throughout the week on the Saints. Bob, thank you again for joining us.
Hey guys, I love all 3 of you. Love your product. Hopefully we can keep in touch during the year. And like I said, I'll be rooting for you. So yeah, I appreciate the follow and appreciate
the help we can get.
All right, Bob.
Have a great night,
Bob. Oh man, and he blew a kiss on the way out. My man Bob's feeling himself today on Victory Monday.
Hey, yeah, you get a victory, and you got that swagger, and you're gonna.
You'd go over there if he invited you to your show, to his show, and we won. You'd be doing all that too. You'd be like, oh yeah.
Well, given the fact of who we are in reality, hell yeah.
Yeah, right.
He was supposed to.
I did have I kind of let him off the hook a little bit when we were talking about Marshawn Lattimore. I'm not great at this. I watched the video again and again. Terry McLaurin was abusing Marshawn Lattimore. Now, he wasn't getting the ball all the time. He wasn't targeted. The passes were bad. But like I said, he was close enough that if your throw wasn't great, he was going to be there to break it up, and he was, and he did a great job of that. But McLaurin was open all day. He just was.
That's what I'm saying, man. This is what I'm talking about with Taylor Heineke, bro.
Bob said it though, right? Bob said that you're not going to stop McLaurin. You're not going to stop a wide receiver of the caliber. And Trev, you're right. Like this is where Heineke isn't good. I don't know that Fitzpatrick, maybe he drives the ball faster and it makes those, maybe. And we'll see probably here in a few weeks, because I do not think Heineke has been playing well enough to keep the starting position. But I think that if you get a healthy Ryan Fitzpatrick, you start a healthy Ryan Fitzpatrick.
I have a question.
I have an answer.
Do we go to Kyle Allen before that happens?
No.
Real talk.
You don't. No. Not unless he has like another game or
Sunday.
two like this past one. That was horrific.
You said that
You
last
said
time.
that they're going to beat Kansas City. How are you going to bench him after beating Kansas City?
He could still have – I don't know. Okay, so if we lose – okay, we're going to win. But if we happen to lose Sunday and he performs the same way he did and throws an extra interception, which means it's 3, do we go to Kyle Allen for Green Bay next?
I don't. It's got to be. It's just got to be more games like that. Not yet. I'm not ready to go to Kyle Allen yet, because Kyle Allen is Kyle Allen. He's not the answer. He's not going to be any.
It's a lot of tape, and it's a lot of average QB play, average to below average QB play. Now, I'm not saying we're getting great QB play with Heineke, but I think what we got with Heineke is baby Fitz. Right?
Can we get any worse?
Yeah, but that's
worse.
not a
Have
reason to change.
The quarterbacks
What if
that
Kyle Allen
Washington
gets
has
the ball?
coded
What
out
if
here?
Kyle Allen gets the ball out better than Taylor Heineke?
Then he would already be the quarterback.
I don't know.
They know what they have in Kyle Allen. Kyle Allen.
They know what they have in Taylor.
But I mean,
where's Taylor?
More so in Kyle Allen.
Give the guy a chance. Give the guy. That's going back to that tweet. Ron is choosing to put in players who don't produce.
Kyle Allen is his guy. He traded away a 5th for Kyle Allen.
That's what I'm saying. So it's a possibility.
And he's still not putting him in there.
Because Taylor was also at this. Taylor was right there with Kyle in Carolina doing the same thing.
I think Taylor is Scott Turner's guy. I think Kyle Allen is Ron's guy.
Scott Turner is Ron's guy, and they're all each other's guys.
So in that very first drive that they had after the interception, after the Holcomb interception, and they got down to the 5-yard line, so somewhere in that area.
Yeah.
And on the second down play, Dax Milne wide open.
Yeah.
In the corner of the end zone.
That's another thing. Thank you very much.
Didn't see him.
Doesn't see anybody.
Threw it to kind of out of the end zone a little bit, but it was towards Ricky Seals-Jones or whatever. But it was just out of the end zone.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
On the third down play, Adam Humphries wide open. He didn't see him. He went to Ricky Seals-Jones again.
That's what I mean. Like, do we just at least give Kyle a chance? You never know. We've seen tape, but we've seen plenty of tape. XFL, Carolina, Denver, Minnesota, and anywhere else before Taylor got here. We've seen tape on everybody. It's tape everywhere. Give Kyle a chance. We did it last year. We benched Dwayne and we benched Alex and we benched Kyle. We kept interchanging and then we made the playoffs. Why can't we just do that now?
I think for them. I think if we're going to see Kyle, we're going to see Kyle at like a half or a quarter first. It's going to be Taylor Heineke's play at Kansas, against Kansas City or in Green Bay has just been so bad that they're just like, all right, time to put Kyle Allen in. Let's, go ahead and see what we got here. And then the next game you might see him.
All I'm saying, Nathan, is if they just watch your Red River shootout from this Saturday, they pulled Spencer Rattler and put in who? Caleb Williams. And what happened? What happened?
Start the Caleb Williams to come home.
I mean,
train.
That's all I'm saying, bro.
I get it.
Kyle a chance.
I get it, but I just don't think so yet. Before we go to go-goes and no-goes, can I just play a highlight just to see if it works?
You can. I am going to go ahead and let people know. I am closing the phone lines. We appreciate those who jumped in. T-Ho, The Beard, Bob, Corey. Thanks for jumping on. We're going to close the phone lines, but go ahead and hit us with this clip of yours.
Which one do you want, or should I surprise you?
Just surprise us because we need to get you going. We still have dollar to hit too.
Oh yeah, okay. Which one do I want to give you? Hang on. First, I gotta go to the file. So you guys.
Right, well, while you're trying to figure that out, because that doesn't exactly make great
you,
television. T-Ho agrees. It's time to see how Kyle Allen performs.
Maybe he reads the field better. Like,
all right, here you go. You ready?
You just never know.
Here we go.
Long as 54 yards in his career.
Oh God, is this
this?
Watch how everybody jumps on this.
Take his shot.
We almost knock it down. Watch. I mean, we almost tackled a native fumble. We did.
You got Bobby McCain,
right, bro.
You got Bobby McCain just looking at the whole play develop. You got Cam Curl, who's like 10 yards away from everybody. You got Landon Collins pushing away Kyle Fuller, or Kendall Fuller. Like, I just don't get it. Like, if he's pushing Kyle Fuller, we got some problems.
Let me show one more. So just let me show one more.
Because it worked now. You're like, give me one more.
Yeah, I know, because it works now. But here, this is something I want you. I'm going to pause it. As soon as I pop it up there, I'm going to pause it, and I'm going to point something out before we go. It's kind of like film study, but not really.
Oh, my man been doing all 22 homework. Shout out Tay and Todd. He trying to be like you, Tay and Todd.
Yeah, there you go. I'm trying to get on their level.
All right, so hang on. So just let's see. It is this one right here. So here it comes. I'm going to try to hit pause as soon as it comes on. All right. Can you see my mouse?
No.
Just circling around. Okay, but look on the guy coming across the middle right there is Cam Curl.
Okay, yeah.
Cam Curl's in motion.
And Landon Collins is kind of right behind him, and Holcomb's okay.
Yeah.
Watch Cam Curl.
Okay.
Everybody loves Cam Curl. I love Cam Curl. Watch Cam Curl. Whoops. Oh, there goes my responsibility. So we talk about all these guys.
Jeez, bro.
Right?
That's pretty rough.
We talk about these guys and we talk about Cam Curl and all that. I mean, these guys are just making terrible plays. And if one guy makes a bad play,
that's
touchdown.
what I'm saying. What is going on? Is the
Cam
communication different from last
player.
year? Like,
and he just stood there and watched him.
Verbiage different? Like, I just don't get it.
All right. So thank you for appeasing me on that. Thank you.
You're welcome, all 22.
All right. Quick on the go-goes and no-goes. Give us one go-go. All right, that was great, guys. I agree.
Yeah.
There was not. I don't know that there was any one player who deserved.
Like the offensive line again performed very well.
They did actually
They're performing
with
very
Sam
well.
Cosmi going down. They still did a good job.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, I'll give him that. And I'll say this: Chase Young. I'll give him a go-go.
There you go.
There we go. Chase Young. Redemption.
I thought the defensive line played pretty well, especially in the first half.
They did.
That's getting better.
They really did. And Matt Ioannidis, you brought this up earlier, Trevor. Yeah. There's some that locker room has got to be interesting because he called out the DBs. Said, I don't know what's happening back there.
Well, didn't Payne do that the week before? And didn't Chase do that the week before that?
Yeah.
There's not a whole lot of love there in that. And which is interesting. Jackson said one of the reasons come here was because it makes his job easier.
And he's saying that they're telling him to do things that aren't to his strengths.
He's trying to learn how to be a zone corner instead of a man corner.
Pour another one. I'm just kidding. All right.
All right.
No go.
One no go. Just one. There's a lot of them, but one no go.
Well, all right. So I'll jump off Trev's thing. Okay, go ahead.
I'm gonna go with William Jackson on that Taysom Hill hit. That's a no go, man. And he said
that looked bad.
The ball was nowhere even close. And even if you had it, why are you leaning in with your shoulder when he's facing down and the ball's not even close in the hitting area?
And he didn't have it.
Play. Didn't even have it. The ball wasn't even nowhere close. It was just an awful, and it cost us 15 yards.
It was a bad one.
I like doing the ones that we haven't really talked about, the kind of the hidden ones, the no-goes.
Okay.
Deandre Carter, can you catch those punts and stop letting them bounce to the 1 yard line? I mean, their punter was killing. He did that 3 times to where all he had to do was catch it. He's doing what he's
supposed to do, but man, did it look bad.
It looked really
really bad when he let those bounce, and every time it was just pinning Washington back.
Yeah, and he's getting all mad because they downed it at the 1. Catch the ball at the set. The rule used to be stand at the 10. If it goes over your head, let it go. No. Now it's stand at the 5, and if it goes over your head, let it go. And he could have caught all those at like the 6 or the 7. Yeah. That's a no-go. He had a good game receiving, He had a bad game returning punts, receiving punts.
Shout out to Steve from Washington Football Addicts. He agrees with me. Chase is a go-go.
Sure.
And T-Ho saw Deandre Carter's 3 times at least should have caught that ball. I'm going to go for no-go. I'm actually going to go with Ricky Seals-Jones. There's a lot of plays out there I feel like he left out there, drops, but what are you going to –
I thought he was very good. In fact, we should have mentioned him in the go-go's.
Okay, great. I need more. You guys love yourself some Logan Thomas.
He dropped that touchdown.
You guys love yourself some Logan Thomas. I'm sorry, Ricky Seals-Jones is not playing up to Logan Thomas's level, and you guys know that I'm not as high on Logan Thomas as you are.
He was better.
That says something.
He was okay. He was okay.
I thought he made some tough catches in traffic.
He dropped that in the end zone though.
He had like 2 catches, guys. What are you talking about? Like tough catches?
Oh, I think he had more than that. He had that one on the sideline where he got his toes and just barely. He had more than 2. Catches. I bet he had 4 or 5, maybe. I thought he was really good.
You have, Nathan.
Do you got the stats up there? You had the stats before.
I did have the stats.
He had at least 4, maybe 5.
We'll see. I have this stat.
Oh my god!
Let's go ahead and pay up, gents.
I got a problem with this. I gotta take the what you call it out. Yeah, there you go. I got a problem with this.
What's wrong?
We looked at all the bets from this week. Yeah. Right? Nathan didn't make a single bet. All he did is wait for us to make a bet and then win against it.
No.
That's what he's. That's it. I'm on to you, Nathan. I'm on.
That's the problem. You guys just don't take my bets. Dollar board
that's
is
what we're
up
gonna
right
do
now
from
for
now
our
on.
audio listeners. I happen to be winning right now. At
I wonder why.
Yeah,
Stoner's at $0, and Trevor is still in the red at -8.
So what does that mean? What's the -$8 mean?
Well, this isn't real money. We're not really gambling here. It just means that you're apparently not really good at making dollar bets.
It means you've lost 8.
Do not take Trevor's advice when it comes to making bets. Is what this means.
No, don't do that.
What were the bets this time around?
Am I supposed to have those?
Yeah, all I did was I marked the difference for the boards, man. That's all I do. You got to keep it.
Oh yeah. So
this week, I did lose on one. I thought Dax Milne was going to have 20 receiving yards, so I lost on that one.
All right. So Stoner said that Jameis Winston was going to have 2 or more turnovers, and Nathan jumped on my bet with me. And Trevor said no. That was my.
That's revisionist history. No, that was my bet. I said 2 turnovers. You agreed with me, and Trevor.
We're all in this together.
All right,
revisionist history, man.
Trevor and Stoner said that Chase Young would have 2 sacks, but he only had 1.
What's up, Mom?
So
he only had
Nathan
1.
went against that. Shocker.
Of course he did. Shocking.
Stoner and Trev said Hump would have at least 6 catches. Did he have 4? Did we decide he had 4?
He had 3. He had 3 catches.
3. All right.
But he was leading receiver in yards. That tells you something.
Yeah, he had like 70-something yards on
76 yards, yeah.
Jazzy said, shocker, that Jared Patterson would have a touchdown.
He had 1 touch.
Everybody went against that.
He had 2 touchdowns. Yeah, yeah.
Those are all the sober bets that we made. I can't account for.
Oh yeah, so I can say that real quick.
Bets.
There was a bet by Stoner saying McLaurin had 11 targets. That was fair. Nathan said Dax would have 20 receiving yards. He had 6, but it was a hell of a catch, toe drag. Hey, look his way more often, Taylor. Might get some more production. And then another one was, what was it? I just had it.
It wasn't it the Kamara.
The Kamara 35 touches for,
and he had 29.
Yeah.
29. Okay. Well, to be fair, you said at the game those kickoff and punt returns don't count. Now all of a sudden you're trying to count them just to pat your.
I don't remember saying that for real. I don't remember saying that.
You also had quite a few to drink. Roger, shout out to you joining us here on the live chat. That's going to wrap this up for us. Ref the District here is brought to you by Pacers Running. If you need footwear, you got to go to Pacers Running. We're actually going to be hitting them up here soon because we found out they actually do virtual shoe fittings.
Yeah, that's dope.
I put my foot on the screen and
they put a. Is that what happens or no?
No, we're gonna find out though, aren't we?
We are going to find out with our virtual with that. More on this coming, but definitely hit them up, runpacers.com, or stop by one of their 6 locations in the district or Northern Virginia. That's Pacers Running. They have you covered. For every run, Pacers Running exists to help as many people as possible through running. Hey, we stream Day After Reckoning on the day after Washington plays on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch, 7 p.m. And then we go live Wednesdays, 7 p.m. And we have a special show tomorrow, Tuesday at 7 p.m. as well. It is our Caps season preview. Stoner, what do we got going on for that one?
Cap season preview is going to be awesome. We're going to have Johnny Cakes Allville, who is one of the sports junkies on 106.7 The Fan morning show, 6 to 10 a.m. You can catch them every day. Cakes is a lifelong Caps fan, so he's going to join us to talk about being a Caps fan for so long. And then we're going to have Sammy Silber, who is the editor-in-chief of Washington Hockey Now. She's going to be the one that's going to talk to us more about the players, the injuries, the roster, the outlook, stuff. The inside stuff. So looking forward to that. Cakes will be on around 7:05, and then Sammy will be on around 7:35 tomorrow for our Caps preview.
Go, Caps, go.
And, of course, you can catch us wherever your podcasts are found. So please give us a like, listen, subscribe to us wherever you can. We appreciate your support. And as always, hey, be a fan.
Be a fan.
We love Washington, and we some die-hard fans. Yeah, we are. You know we keep it on 10. 1, 2, 3, let's go. And they gifted. We are Nathan and the Stoner. Yeah, that's Ref the District. Podcast. Come on now and join us.